Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Keeping It Real Estate with me, Sara Delansig. Today is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. So we're going to go over how to leverage the 6 basic human needs for leadership. And so this doesn't necessarily just have to be for your team. It could be for your family. Normally it's usually internally, what motivates you. That's the way that people look at it, or at least that's what it says in Ed Mylett's book, and this is where I'm getting it from, which is chapter 15 of The Power of One More, the book that is something that I listen to almost every day while I'm getting ready and things like that. And I keep re-listening to it because I keep learning other things that are unique and that I feel like I can apply. So I have gifted this book to people. I highly recommend this book. It is one of the best ones I've ever come across. And I also saw him in person on stage in Orlando, and he was one one of those life-changing, speakers. So if you haven't heard of Ed Mylett, he's got an amazing podcast. He's got, amazing books. So go devour his content after this, obviously. Okay. So normally, the way we're going to, the way that I have this set up is I like to share affirmations, visualization, something like that. Something positive, start off on a positive note. And then we'll get into kind of the meat of the topic, or if I have news or something like that, if there's some kind of news going around that we want to talk about, I'll bring that up. And then we'll get into the meat of the topic. And then after that, I usually play a recorded call, and I happen to have another one. And it might kind of lean into the topic that we're talking about. So if you are here live, we can discuss it if you have questions and things like that. So feel free to, raise your hand, come off mute, type in the chat, that kind of thing if you are here live. And we can discuss what you might have seen in this call, which is a little bit of a different call, and kind of helps people maybe understand how to handle the I'm getting a divorce topic, because there's different ways to handle that. And it's not always oh, I'm so sorry you're getting a divorce. Some people are very excited and happy to get a divorce. So we need to respect that and don't automatically go for the, oh, I'm sorry, which you'll see me do, but correct myself because it's kind of natural. If I were getting a divorce, I would be very sad about that. I love my husband very much. But some people are not feeling the same way usually when they're getting a divorce, right? So there's that. So let's go ahead and start with some affirmations. These are the ones that I usually just do with my team and everything like that. So they are kind of call specific, but you can make your own, and you can Google them, and there's all kinds of affirmations out there. So the first one is, I am successful regardless of what is happening in the current market. Each call is an opportunity to build a positive connection and provide value. I am well prepared and knowledgeable about my market and the services I offer. I am persistent and resilient. I will keep going despite any challenges. I focus on solutions and benefits, not just making a sale. Every call brings me one step closer to achieving my goals. I'm a great communicator and can convey my message effectively. My enthusiasm is contagious and it resonates with the people I'm talking to. And I know that success comes from consistent effort. So those are my affirmations that I like to read and say all the time, because I don't know if you guys are in the same market that I'm in, but it's been a little bit difficult. It's been a little bit of a struggle lately, which is why another thing that I want to bring up, because we're talking about leadership and leading a team and everything like that, is this other idea that I probably got from a conference or somewhere else, but is bringing up 3 wins, 3 things that we want to attract, and 3 things that we are grateful for in your team meetings or something like that. So for example, 3 things that I want to attract, and I'm also grateful for because I want it to happen. So I'm going to be grateful for it ahead of time. I said, thank you for qualified buyers and sellers for all of our clients, closings for all of our clients, and good vibes in our office, building the perfect culture where everyone's needs are met. And so those are the things that we're going to be talking about today too, is leveraging 6 basic human needs to lead others. This is from, again, chapter 15 of Ed Milet's book, The Power of One More. And later on, we'll share that phone call and we'll get into kind of like how I may have used some of this stuff in the phone call, which I don't even realize I'm doing until later, to be honest with you. But sometimes you need to point it out so you know what's happening. One other thing I wanted to do is I have this really cool quote that, like Facebook memories come up sometimes. So I had this like gut intuition this morning to just like look on Facebook. I felt like I needed something other than just affirmations to talk about. And I pulled it up and immediately it says, 9 years ago, I posted this picture of a book and I don't even know what book it was I was reading. I think it was Love Wins, and I can't remember even who wrote that. All I did was put the picture, and all it says is, when you're honest and kind to people, they trust you more. When you're fair and own up to your mistakes, you get more respect. And when you put someone else's needs before your own, you get to be a part of their happiness as a result. No idea what what book that's from. I think it is Love Wins. I think I was reading it around that time. Probably can Google it and figure it out. So maybe I'll do that later and put it in the comments for you guys. Okay. So I have written down these 6 basic human needs. And again, this is something that you want to use for your team. And then we'll go into a call where I recorded a call. It's not very long. And then we can do a Q&A if you guys are still have questions about it. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, so the number one thing is certainty. Number 2 is uncertainty and variety. Number 3 is significance. Number 4 is love and connection. Number 5 is growth. And number 6 is contribution. So let me kind of explain these. Certainty, if somebody on your team needs certainty, and we all need these, let me preface this by saying, all of us want these met, all of them met at all times, but some of them are more important than others. So there's about 2 to 3 of these 6 basic needs that really stand out at different times in our life, and they can change over time, right? So I have been a team leader for quite a long time now, and own this business and have owned another business and things like that. And so I've seen all different kinds of personality types. I use the DISC profile to like figure out what people are and things like that. But this is a really interesting one that I haven't seen before. So with certainty, the people want stability, right? They fear change. They value safety and an ongoing routine. And fear really intimidates them. So I have employees like this, if I go rearrange in the office, all of a sudden it takes them some time to adjust, and I've learned this. The second one is uncertainty and variety. I have also had an employee that would take a different route to work every day and just thrived off of uncertainty and variety. He didn't want to be stuck in the same rut and doing the same things every day. So the job of an ISA was exciting to him in the beginning. It was thrilling because you never know what you're going to get. You never know if you're going to get an excited buyer. You never know if you're going to get a live transfer. You never know if you're going to get hung up on or yelled at or what's going to happen, right? And so it was thrilling for him in the beginning, but eventually it became repetitive, right? And then it just wasn't for him. And so he really did, though, thrive off of uncertainty, which is kind of foreign to me, but that was during that time of his life, that was what he wanted. And he gets excited by unknown and change, right? They fear getting stuck in positions that won't ever change. So that is uncertainty and variety. Number 3, significance. I would say that this one is pretty important, especially if you have like competitive based roles like I do as an ISA company. Okay, so your efforts are valued and important. So when you want significance, right? Efforts are valued and important. You're motivated by recognition and competition. And you need to make sure as a leader that you link their gifts with their primary needs for recognition. Does that make sense? Like if somebody wants to feel significant, right? We want to make sure that we're spotlighting them when they're doing the things that we're asking them to do, when they're showing up in the ways that they're supposed to show up. So if you are trying to build a team culture that is fair and you own up to your mistakes and all of those things, then you're going to want to also recognize the people that are doing the things that you ask them to do. And some people don't care about those things, right? But some people do. So significance is one of them. Okay, so number 4, love and connection. So Ed Milet could definitely explain this better than I can. So I wrote a lot of this down, but I'm going to try to explain it. So love is the strongest emotion. And people who are driven by love and connection, they want this, they want to feel like they're part of a bigger cause. They want to feel like they're a part of a family, and it's something bigger than they are. So this, I will use an example. I used to work for a real estate coaching company, and I personally am the type of person that is very passionate about what I do. And I always have to feel like I'm where I'm meant to be, like I'm in the right role, I'm in the right place, I'm in the right position. And whatever I'm selling, if I'm a salesperson, which I was, I need to believe in wholeheartedly. I need to believe that it works. I need to know that it is legitimate. And that is what I had. So I felt like I was a part of something bigger because I felt like real estate coaching was actually helping realtors with their daily routine, helping them get somewhere, helping them feel significant and things like that. So it was a really big deal to me until I didn't feel that way anymore, which is a whole other story we won't get into right now. Okay. So that kind of explains that one, I hope. Number 5, we have growth. And this is, you need to place the challenge in front of the people that want growth. This will help them understand, how they're becoming a better person. So this is another one that I would say that is significant to me. I very much care about growth. I very much care about knowledge and, not staying stagnant in any way. So for me, I want to know that, not just as an individual, but as a corporation, as a company, as a business, as a team, whatever, as a collective, right? Like that we're all growing, that we're all learning, that we're all working towards something significant. And that's part of my own story. So number 6 is contribution. And so people who are motivated by this basic human need, contribution, they want to help others through a service that makes them feel like they're making a positive difference that may change, change the way others look at the world. Still recovering from that cold, sorry. Okay, so when Ed Milet was explaining this one, he said that, basically back in the day, he was more motivated by significance, recognition, right? People knowing his name. But as he grew and became a worldwide well-known name, one of the most sought-after speakers in the world, if not the most sought-after speaker, he said that changed, and now you could not get him to speak at an event based on money or recognition or anything like that. He wants to know that there's going to be a contribution. He's going to be making a significant impact on the people's lives, like he did for me when I saw him in person in Orlando just about a year ago. So that event, him being that way, impacted me. Now, he could have turned down that event. It wasn't a huge event. There's probably 5,000 agents at it. And, it could have been too small for him, but he had a massive impact on me alone. And now I feel like I have an impact on others because of him. So a lot of the content that I've gotten for these podcasts and things come from ideas that I've gotten while listening to his book. So again, check out The Power of One More. I feel like he didn't pay me. He doesn't even know who I am, but he didn't pay me to say any of this. So those are the 6 basic human needs that you can use to leverage leadership, right? So that you can build your team effectively. And I bring this up because if you have somebody on your team that fears change, but you're always changing things, then they're not gonna feel stable. They're not gonna, feel like their role is defined, and they're not going to be comfortable, and you're usually going to lose them in some way. So if you have the opposite of that, and you want somebody that needs uncertainty, needs variety, needs change, needs things moving around in pieces like this, maybe, being stuck in an office all day and making the same phone calls 100 times a day isn't the best role for them, right? So maybe they need to seek something else out, right? So as you understand what your team needs, what your friends need, what your family needs out of these things, then the better you will understand what their fears are, what their hopes are, what their dreams are. And that's kind of what I do in this phone call. So I'm going to play a phone call that I recorded, which she mentions that, she's going through a divorce. And in case you weren't here earlier and didn't hear, at first my initial reaction is say, oh, I'm so sorry. But then I stop myself and I'm like, not every divorce is a bad thing. Like, some people are getting out of a horrible situation and they're very happy about it. So we're going to listen to it. And then if you guys have questions about it, please let me know and want to hear it. Here it goes.
Hello.
Hi there. I was looking for Alex?
This is Alike.
Alike. Sorry, I did not want to butcher your name, but
No worries.
thanks. You're so sweet. My name is Sara, and I am not trying to bug you, but a couple weeks ago, I think I think you requested an estimate for a Toledo home on Boulevard. Did you happen to get that?
I did. However, I spoke with my lawyer, and she said that it might be best to go a different route.
Rather than
the situation.
Well, yeah. When lawyers are involved, I'm sure it's never easy, unfortunately. So, is it like not to sell, or just to?
Well, my husband and I are divorcing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. So,
it's a great thing.
Oh, okay. I was like, it might be a great thing, so I'm not going to say sorry.
It's great for me. Trust me, I'm glad that you said that. It's great for me, but not for him. But
yeah.
He's probably going to buy me out in the equity in the house, and we just bought the house 2 years ago.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's on the golf course, and I'm sure it's when we first had the appraisal done, it was, I believe, $7,500 more than what the asking price was.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, we got it for $72,500, and it was appraised at $180,000.
Oh wow.
Because he and I have not been on speaking terms, he's not thrilled that I moved out in Valve Sports. That I thought we could do a dissolution and we could do this together and make it easy because that's the only asset we have together. But when I realized that wasn't the issue, I figured I wouldn't be able to do it that way with you guys. I just have to just go off of what Zillow said the price might be.
No, don't do that. You can't do that. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. That's what my lawyer said. That was an option to do. So when we served him, we put that on there.
Oh, okay. Dang it, you already did it.
I mean, he hasn't responded yet. He still has 20 days to respond back, but I don't know how much appraisal would actually be.
Okay. Well, okay, because like Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, they're going to have drastic differences in what they think your home is worth. And if you made any kind of upgrades, but it sounds like it was a new home. Was it a brand new home?
No. It hasn't been. It wasn't a new home. The prior owner had it for 51 years.
So it's not a new home. Oh my gosh. So like the problem is
literally on the golf course.
Wow. Okay, so
Amazing.
this is breaking my heart for you because that's messed up. And so so you didn't get like an estimate recently to find out how much it would be worth now because
For $500 to $700 to do that, and he wasn't
it's free.
corresponding with me. So I mean, it's still my house, so I can still get access. But
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, the pictures are beautiful from the last time like when you guys bought it. I can see why you bought it. It's really, really pretty. Lots of character.
yes.
Oh man. Okay.
But like I said, it started with equity, and since I started to look at the equity and not equity, but the pricing of the other homes in the area, I was like, well, that seems kind of fair. 212.
Mm-hmm. 212. Yeah, because that's look. But now the estimate today is 213,200. So it changes every day. And if you and that's not taking into account any of the upgrades that you've made, like all of the pretty molding and like the painting and like the upgraded kitchen. It might not even be taking that into account. It might just be taking into account the actual land. So, if did you meet with anybody from our team? I work with Tyler Treesize, the realtor.
I've only seen his emails. I kind of was like, oh, well, she said to just go up with Zillow, and I don't have like I'm still paying. Well, I paid my retainer, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to afford it at least by myself to hire you guys to do it. I didn't even find out how much it would be.
No. Okay, so like there's nothing up front. I mean, well, you're going to have to talk to Tyler, but most realtors work and they get paid when the home is sold.
Well, I think he was just going to try to buy me out.
I know, but then you might be losing money, girl. Because if he buys you out, you could. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like Zillow changes day to day, thousands of dollars. It could range anywhere. So if you were like, it might actually be worth $300,000. Then you guys, you know what I mean? So this is my proposal.
In 2 years?
Yes. My house has gone up $200,000. Well, okay, hold on. Yes, it's gone up $200,000 in 5 years.
How much would it cost?
You don't have to. It doesn't cost anything. Let's just like meet with Tyler and talk to him. You want? If I can, if you have a second, I can try to transfer you to him, and I'll try to briefly explain what's going on. But you might have to repeat yourself a little bit because
I don't mind.
Okay.
You got me. You got my attention.
I got you, girl. I'm like, don't let your ex take. No, we're going to try to help you out. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. It's not going to cost you anything. And I'm going to, just don't go anywhere. I'm going to try to explain to Tyler what's going on. So just hold for a second, and I'll be right back, okay?
Oh, okay. What was your name?
My name is Sarah.
Sarah, okay.
Alike, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Tyler?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'll let you guys talk. All right, good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
But basically, her situation was she was getting a divorce. They had bought the home 2 years earlier. And the lawyer that she was talking to got it in her head that it would cost money to get an estimate to know what the home was really worth. And her ex wanted to buy her out. So the lawyer told her to go ahead and use the Zestimate price for what it could be worth. And you can hear my shock and like concern for her. And immediately I'm just like, no, you can't do that because, and you heard me guys, you heard me explain kind of like the Zestimate is different from Redfin, which is different from realtor.com and all of that, which is a really good way to explain this. And I happen to be a realtor myself, so I understand all of this. But regardless, like even from the time that she sent the letter with the Zestimate, it had gone up by $2,400 or something like that. And it was just like, and that was only in a matter of days. So she was about to accept, this average whatever without talking to a realtor because she was under the impression that it would cost her $500 to $1,000 to just get a CMA. And that wasn't the case. And so she was probably thinking of an appraisal, obviously, because that would definitely cost money. But, she still has to, it's not like it's a done deal here or anything like that. Like Tyler talked to her and agreed to talk to the ex, and hopefully they both understand that it's probably better for them to, work with an agent and all of that, which kind of brings me up to another point. There was this other thing that I was bringing up for like good news that was on the horizon, hopefully, in light of all the NAR settlement stuff. There was this article on, I think it was Fortune, I'm going to find it right now, that says 90% of home buyers have historically opted to work with a real estate agent or broker. Here's why that's unlikely to change, according to NAR itself, which, that's the part that I was like, okay, well, NAR is going to say that because they don't want everybody to freak out. But at the same time, I don't see it changing. Obviously, people that are educated know that the realtor fees have always been negotiable. The only thing that's really changing is like where they can be listed as part of the MLS, as far as I understand it. And as far as, do your homework. I'm not the expert on this topic, but I am saying that that's good news. So, people are still going to be using agents, and we just have to show the value. And a lot of people don't understand the value. A lot of people don't even realize that agents don't get paid hourly. They don't understand that they're using their own gas money to go, show homes. They don't understand, how to write up a contract. Like, I've heard some differing points of view, but like a lawyer can obviously write their own contract because they're comfortable with that. But like, the average person still needs an agent and should not be using the listing agent. And as long as we educate, just like I did with Alike, right, then people will understand where we're coming from. So hopefully you guys all got to hear that and see it. Hopefully, if I didn't realize it was so quiet. But on another note, next week, I'm going to be talking to Alicia Collins, who is a team leader and has sold like lots and lots of homes per year. I don't know how many exactly, but she is an amazing agent in Casper, Wyoming. So in 1 week from today, I hope you guys will join me for that. And I hope I will have another great call recorded that you can actually hear better than this one was, because it was really quiet and I tried to fix it, but ran out of time. At least it was really short and it wasn't like a 15-minute long one where you guys had to read everything. But yeah, anybody have any questions or anything like that before we go? All right, cool. Well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all. See you next time.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.